Hello and a warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News Cycle in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. President Bola Tinubu on Thursday met King Charles III of England in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, venue of the COP 2018 Climate Summit. Both leaders had arrived at the city to participate in the conference where leaders from over 198 countries are expected to participate. Tinubu announced the meeting on his X account, describing the British monarch as a passionate climate advocate. The House of Representatives on Thursday passed the 27.5 trillion naira 2024 budget for second reading. Leading the debate on the general principles of the budget, House Leader Julius Ihonvbere commended President Bola Tinubu, noting that national security and education, which got significant allocations, will be enhanced if implemented. Global TV will bring you the updates much later. The House of Representatives will suspend plenary for 2 weeks to allow for defense of the 2024 budget by ministries, agencies and departments of government. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Representative Tajuddin Abbas, announced that the Green Chamber will sit today and tomorrow to debate the 2024 budget due to the urgency of the task. The decision was arrived at plenary on Wednesday following the presentation of the 2024 budget by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, appeared before lawmakers in the National Assembly and defended the over 61 billion naira FCT 2023 supplementary budget. The minister said the budget is targeted at completion of some critical projects before President Tinubu's 1 year in office. He said the budget revenue sources will be inflows from Paris Club refund, payee tax liabilities, special intervention funds, internally generated revenue, and the infrastructure support fund. Wike identified others to include rehabilitation of National Christian Center and rehabilitation of National Mosque in Abuja and many others. The Ondo State House of Assembly has withdrew the appeal against the Deputy Governor of the state, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, at the appeal court sitting in Abuja. Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, Abuja, had on September 26 restrained the Ondo State Governor, its Chief Judge, the House of Assembly, its Speaker, and others from proceeding with the planned impeachment of Aiyedatiwa pending the determination of the pending motion on notice for interlocutory injunctions. But the Speaker and the National Assembly on 3rd October 2023 filed an appeal. We'll bring you details also in our subsequent bulletin. The senator representing Ondo North Senatorial District, Jide Ipinsagba, has kicked against the names of the nominees sent to the House of Assembly for the Akoko Northeast Local Government Area of Ondo State as caretaker committee chairman and deputy. For the local government, the House of Assembly confirmed Mohammed Olawale as chairman and Ogungbemi Kehinde as vice chairman. They were part of the names sent to the Assembly by the state governor, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu, for all the local government and local council development areas of the state. However, the senator, in a statement issued on Thursday, said the list of nominees from Akoko Northeast local government is wrong, saying the list was contrary to the agreed nominations by the stakeholders from the local government areas. According to him, a list jointly prepared by leaders of the local government was submitted to Akeredolu, which he later graciously approved. The Nigerian Police Force has taken delivery of printed training materials, curriculum, office furniture, fittings, and equipment for 3 police colleges and 1 training school in Nigeria from the Global Security Sector Reform Foundation and the United Nations Development Program UNDP, with funding from the Federal Republic of Germany as a crucial step towards enhancing the capabilities of the Nigerian Police Force. The donation, which was received by the Inspector General of Police, who was represented by the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of training and development, DIG Frank Omba, addresses the needs of police colleges in Oje River, Maiduguri, Kaduna and Ilorin, ensuring they receive vital support for optimal training environments. And the chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Marwa, retired, has warned that the agency will not tolerate any sabotage of its fight against drug abuse. Marwa issued the warning on Thursday in his address at the passing out ceremony of additional 2,500 cadets of Senior Officers Basic Course 16 at the NDLEA Academy in Jos Plateau State. He warned the latest graduates that there will be no room for internal sabotage in the renewed war against substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking across the length and breadth of Nigeria, while reminding the gathering that the ceremony completes the addition of 5,000 personnel to the NDLEA workforce. Gunmen have reportedly attacked 2 communities in Plateau State, killing 7 persons. The victims were said to have died following attacks by the assailants in Poka and Pimpa communities of Mango local government area of the state in the early hours of today. It was learned that while 6 men and a lady were killed in Poka community, the gunmen stole sheep and other domestic animals in Pimpa community. The National Identity Management Commission said it is prepared to work with state governments to build accurate and reliable databases to ensure that the subnationals make adequate provisions for the needs of the people. The Director General of NIMC, Abisoye Koka Odushote, made this when he received the General Manager of the Lagos State Residence Registration Agency, Bilikis Adebiyi Abiola, at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Koka Odushote, in a statement signed by his Special Advisor in Media and Communications, Ayodele Babalola, on Thursday, stated that the collaboration will make it easy for states to use NIMC's database to improve service delivery and policy formulation. New Nigeria's People's Party has commiserated with the government of Ogun State on the gruesome murder of the Director of Finance and Accounts, Taiwo Oyekomi. Oyekomi was gunned down while returning from the bank where he had taken a bullion van to withdraw some funds for the state. The commiseration message was contained in a statement signed by the NNPP National Secretary, Sunday Ogeni, on Thursday. According to Ogeni, the party believed that something was wrong with the security architecture of the state, saying the attack was a serious indictment on the state command of Nigerian police. And you're watching Global TV News Cycle, coming to you from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. On Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, the news continues. Please stay with us. Welcome back. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. The Nigerian Senate has condemned all forms of violence against women and girls, emphasizing the need for more robust measures to safeguard their interest. This position was articulated during Thursday's plenary, where the senators actively participated in a 16 days of activism against gender-based violence on women and the girl child. We'll bring you the report. Take a listen. Adorning orange sashes as a symbol of solidarity for the advocacy, the lawmakers, including the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, were united in their commitment to address this critical issue. The advocacy motion was sponsored by 17 senators, spearheaded by Senator Ireti Kingigbe, representing the FCT.
Since the launch of the National Gender-Based Data Room and Dashboard, over 28,000 cases of gender-based violence have been reported nationwide. In all these reported cases, over 9,000 have been opened against offenders.
Voicing their support to the motion, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, Natasha Akpoti, and Abdul Ningi, among others, acknowledged the virtues and sacrifices made by women globally, with a specific emphasis on those in Nigeria.
As politicians, we also know that most of us in this room, about 70 to 60% of those who voted for us are women. The men can collect the money and take per one on an election day, while you see the women queuing under sun and rain with children on their back to vote so that we can be in these chambers. I think we will just be doing justice to the foundation of our own, of our system.
Nigerian women, just like women across Africa and the world, have suffered greatly, not only in the hands of our fellow men, but sometimes even women, sometimes even in organizations where we work. And therefore, I'd lend my voice in calling for a stop in all form of violence against girls.
It is always important. It takes two to tango. The women folk also must at every given time know their position in society. You men, as they listen, to also rise to the occasion. They are human beings like every other of us.
In concluding the debate, before the motion was passed, the Senate President declared all the senators are all in agreement that violence against women and the girl child must be unequivocally condemned.
I also want to plead with women that as we are supporting them, the entire chamber is yellow in support of women and the girl child, that we abhor violence against women in all ramifications, that women should also try not to violate the rights of men.
For Global TV, Queen Agaba reporting. And on the foreign scene, the United Nations Climate Conference opens in Dubai today with nations urged to increase the pace of action on global warming and phase out fossil fuels amid intense scrutiny of oil-rich host, the United Arab Emirates. The 2 weeks-long climate negotiations being held this year in the glitzy Gulf city come at a pivotal moment with emissions still rising, and this year likely to be the hottest in human history. Britain's King Charles III, world leaders, activists and lobbyists are amongst more than 97,000 people expected to attend what is being billed as the largest climate gathering of its kind. Scientists say the world is not on track to achieve these targets, and nations must make faster and deeper cuts to emissions to avert the most disastrous impact of climate change. And following the effects of climate change on countries across the world, the United Nations has said the year 2023 would be the hottest year ever recorded. The UN's World Meteorological Organization stated this while publishing its provisional 2023 State of the Global Climate Report as world leaders gathered in Dubai for the UN COP28 climate conference amid mounting pressure to curb planet heating, greenhouse gas pollution. The UN therefore warned that 2023 had shattered a host of climate records with extreme weather, leaving what it termed a trail of devastation and despair. A truce between Israel and Hamas will continue, both sides says Thursday, moments before the deal was due to expire, though details of any official agreement remained unclear. Minutes before the halted fighting was due to expire at 500 hours GMT, Israel's military said the operational pause would be extended without specifying for how long. In the meantime, Hamas has announced there was an agreement to extend the truce for a 7th day without further details. Qatar, which has led the truce negotiations, confirmed the pause had been extended until Friday. At least 13 people were killed in a hospital fire that broke out in Kazakhstan's largest city, Almaty, before sunrise on Thursday, according to the city's emergencies department. In the course of reconnaissance and extinguishing the fire, 13 dead were initially discovered and their identities have been established. The department says preliminarily they died of carbon monoxide poisoning. The emergency department says that 72 people were staying at the hostel at the time of the fire, 59 of whom had safely evacuated. The cause of the incident is still under investigation. And in business, President Bola Tinubu has disclosed that the federal government made 8.65 trillion naira revenue between January and September 2023. He disclosed this while presenting a budget of 27.5 trillion naira for 2024 to the National Assembly for approval. From a budget of 27.5 trillion for 2024, the federal government plans to generate 18.32 trillion as revenue for 2024, leaving a deficit of 9.18 trillion in 2024, or 3.88% of gross domestic product (GDP). Presenting the budget tagged Budget of Renewed Hope, the president said that its main focus was on national defense, international security, local job creation, and macroeconomic stability. He noted that the budget is made up of 9.92 trillion naira non-debt current expenditure and 8.7 trillion naira capital expenditure, while 8.25 trillion was for debt service. For effective and full implementation of Audit Regulations 2020, Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Financial Reporting Council, FRC of Nigeria, Rabiu Olowo, said the council would commence quality control review and inspection of auditors of public interest entities in January 2024. Olowo, who disclosed these at a roundtable in Lagos, said the council, in its bid to strengthen audit regulation, enhance audit quality, and ensure that audit opinion issued by auditors in Nigeria is acceptable globally, is on the verge of concluding its membership registration with the International Forum of Independent Audit Regulators, IFIAR. Olowo said the FRC has witnessed concerning evidence that numerous entities and government institutions are falling short of the high standards expected of them under the FRC Act 2011. Brent crude hits $83 per barrel as the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, meets today. A review of global oil prices revealed that Brent crude was trading at $83.60 at 7:47 a.m. GMT on Thursday, November 30th. This is the first time Brent crude had reached $83 as crude producers have been gearing up for the OPEC meeting, which was postponed due to a delay in some oil producers in Africa demanding higher oil production baselines. African members of OPEC were given a choice either to comply with the reduced oil production quotas or demonstrate increased production capacity by a specified deadline of November 2023. Despite their efforts, the showcase improved production capabilities. African oil-producing nations still face substantial cuts in their production allocations. This has led to dispute and concerns about potential impact on their oil industry's investment. The federal government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, has stated that it hopes to produce around 31 million metric tons of grains in 2024 as part of efforts to combat food inflation across the country and address President Tinubu's food security emergency. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, stated this during the opening session of the 6th edition of Seed Connect Conference and Exhibition with the theme Global Declaration of Food Emergency, the Role of the Seed Industry and Ensuring Africa's Food and Nutrition Security. Aliyu said that the federal government has earmarked 5 crops for ambition in 2024 and stated that over 300,000 watts of seeds have been provided to the farmers. The federal government says there's an alarming surge of over 80% in food importation between 2019 and 2023. Dr. Kingsley Uzoma, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Agri-Businesses and Productivity Enhancement, SSAP, disclosed this at the National Policy Dialogue on Thursday in Abuja, adding that no fewer than 88.5 million Nigerians were faced with insufficient food consumption, while the figure was projected to increase by 6 million in December. Uzoma further stated that the federal government was committed to reversing the trend. The Senior Special Assistant identified a decline in agricultural capacity as a major contributor, as the country was being forced to rely heavily on food imports. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, says the short-term focus on the federal government in the power sector is to prioritize metering electricity distribution and transmission to enhance power supply nationwide. He disclosed this during the 3rd Roundtable of Enforcement of Technical Standards, Regulations and Mandates of the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency. According to a statement from the Power Ministry, Adelabu highlighted the upcoming power sector strategy roadmap, emphasizing a bottom-up approach to prioritize impact over the previous top-down strategies. And in sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria have dropped by 2 spots in the latest FIFA ranking to place 42nd in the world. In the ranking table on the website of the World Football Governing Body, the Eagles dropped 16.4 points to rank 1,474.44 points as against 1,490.48 in October. However, the drop did not affect the team's placement on the continent, as it still remains the 6th team on the continent behind Morocco, Senegal, Tunisia, Algeria, and Egypt respectively. The drop in ranking comes after the Super Eagles were held to a 1-1 draw in their 2 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying matches against Lesotho on November 16th and Zimbabwe on November 19th. Lyon coach Fabio Grosso has been provisionally replaced by academic coach Pierre Sergei as the struggling League One club announced Thursday it had begun proceedings to dismiss the 2006 World Cup winner. Former Italy international Grosso oversaw just 1 win in 8 matches since taking over as coach from Laurent Blanc on September 16th and leaves the Lion 3 points adrift at the foot of the table. The club said in a statement that the decision to move on from Grosso was driven by the poor run of results and came following an in-depth analysis of the first team situation. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you soon.